Life is full of seasons. Like the turning of a page, we see new beginnings and fresh starts. Just as winter gives way to spring, we too experience periods of change and growth. This is a time to embrace the new, a time to open our hearts to the possibilities that await. Just as the sun rises each morning, bringing light and warmth, so too can we step into this new season with hope and anticipation. Let us walk forward with open arms, ready to receive the blessings that God has in store for us. Abundance. It's a word that evokes images of overflowing wealth and material possessions. But true abundance is so much more than that. It's about the richness of our relationships, the fullness of our hearts, and the depth of our faith. It's about recognizing the blessings that surround us each and every day. True abundance comes from a place of gratitude. When we focus on what we have rather than what we lack, our hearts overflow with joy. In this new season, let us seek abundance in all its forms. The Bible is full of stories that illustrate God's power to provide abundance. These stories have been passed down through generations, offering hope and inspiration to countless individuals. They remind us of the boundless love and grace that God extends to all who believe. Think of the story of the loaves and fishes. This miraculous event is one of the most well-known stories in the New Testament. It showcases Jesus' compassion for the hungry and his divine ability to meet the needs of the people. With just a small amount, Jesus fed thousands of people. Imagine the scene. A vast crowd gathered, hungry and weary, and with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, Jesus performed a miracle that left everyone satisfied. This story is a powerful testament to the idea that no matter how little we have, God can multiply it to meet our needs and the needs of others. This miracle reminds us that with God all things are possible. It encourages us to have faith, even when the odds seem insurmountable. Just as the sunlight breaks through the clouds, God's light can shine through the darkest moments of our lives, bringing hope and renewal. Remember the story of Joseph? His journey is one of the most dramatic and inspiring tales in the Bible. From being sold into slavery by his own brothers to rising to a position of great power in Egypt, Joseph's life is a testament to resilience and faith. He faced many challenges, but through it all, he remained faithful to God. Despite the betrayal, false accusations, and imprisonment, Joseph never lost his trust in God's plan for him. His unwavering faith serves as a powerful example for us all. In the end, he was elevated to a position of power and provided for his entire family during a time of famine. Joseph's story shows us that even in the most difficult circumstances, God can turn our trials into triumphs. His rise to power allowed him to save not only his family, but an entire nation from starvation. These stories teach us that even in the face of adversity, God is always with us. They remind us that we are never alone, and that with faith, we can overcome any obstacle. The comforting embrace of God's presence can guide us through the darkest times, illuminating our path with hope and love. He can take our small offerings and multiply them beyond our wildest dreams. Just as seeds grow into bountiful harvests, our acts of faith and kindness can yield incredible results. These stories from the Good Book inspire us to trust in God's provision and to believe in the miraculous possibilities that faith can bring into our lives. Even the smallest seed, planted in faith, can grow into something extraordinary. Jesus told us that if we have faith the size of a mustard seed, we can move mountains. That tiny seed represents the power of belief. It reminds us that even when we doubt, even when we feel small, God can work through us to achieve great things. Let us nurture our faith, water it with prayer, and watch as it blossoms into a testament of God's love and grace. Section 5. The Unexpected Harvest, a Personal Story of Abundance. I remember a time when I was facing a difficult period in my life. It felt like everything was falling apart, and I couldn't see a way out of the darkness that surrounded me. I was filled with worry and uncertainty. Every day felt like a struggle, and I often found myself questioning my path and my purpose. In those moments of despair, I turned to prayer. I prayed for guidance, for a sign that things would get better. I needed something, anything, to hold on to. One day as I was walking through my garden, I noticed a small tomato plant that had sprouted up in the corner. It was a tiny, fragile thing, but it caught my attention. It wasn't much, but it was a sign of life, of hope. In that moment, I felt a spark of something I hadn't felt in a long time. Optimism. I decided to tend to that plant with care. Every day I watered it, made sure it got enough sunlight and protected it from pests. To my surprise, it flourished. Over time, that small plant grew and produced more tomatoes than I could have ever imagined. It was as if the plant was a metaphor for my own life, showing me that with care and attention, even the smallest things can grow into something magnificent. That experience taught me a valuable lesson about abundance. It showed me that abundance isn't always about having a lot of material things. Sometimes it's about recognizing the small blessings that come our way and nurturing them. It's not always about what we expect or what we think we deserve. Life has a way of surprising us with gifts we never saw coming. Sometimes the greatest blessings come in the most unexpected forms. They can be small and unassuming, but they have the power to transform our lives in ways we never thought possible. That tomato plant not only provided me with food, but it also gave me a sense of purpose and a reason to keep going. It reminded me that even in the darkest times, there is always a glimmer of hope. I started to keep a journal, noting down every small blessing that came my way. This practice of gratitude helped me shift my focus from what I lacked to what I had. As I continued to nurture that plant and my own sense of gratitude, I began to see more and more signs of abundance in my life. It was as if the universe was responding to my newfound appreciation. I realized that abundance isn't just about wealth or possessions. It's about the richness of our experiences, the connections we make, and the love we share with others. In the end, that small tomato plant taught me that abundance is all around us, if only we take the time to notice and nurture it. It's in the little things, the unexpected moments, and the simple joys of life. So, whenever you find yourself in a difficult period, remember that abundance can come from the most unexpected places. Keep your heart open, tend to the small blessings, and watch them grow. Life has a way of surprising us with its generosity. All we need to do is be open to receiving it, and that, my friends, is the true essence of abundance. Section 6. Trusting the gardener. Just as a gardener tends to his plants, nurturing them with care and attention, so too does God care for us, tending to our needs with a loving hand. He knows what we need even when we don't. Just as a gardener understands the soil, the seasons, and the needs of each plant, God sees the bigger picture of our lives, even when we can only see what's right in front of us. He understands the intricate details and the grand design. Even when we are focused on the immediate, the here and now, He is orchestrating a plan that spans beyond our understanding. Our job is to trust in His plan, to believe that He is guiding us with wisdom and love, to surrender our worries and fears to Him, knowing that He is in control, to have faith that He is leading us to a place of abundance, a place where we can flourish and grow. Like a seed buried in the ground, hidden from sight, we may not always understand what God is doing in our lives, but we can trust that He's working all things together for our good. Just as a seed must go through a period of darkness before it can sprout and reach for the light, we too must sometimes endure challenges and uncertainties, trusting that they are part of a greater plan. The gardener knows that with time, care, and patience the garden will bloom. Similarly, we must have faith that in God's perfect timing, our lives will blossom in ways we cannot yet imagine. Trusting the gardener means believing in the process, even when we cannot see the end result. It means having confidence that every moment, every experience is a step towards a beautiful and abundant future. So let us place our trust in the divine gardener, knowing that He is tending to us with infinite love and wisdom. Let us embrace the journey with all its twists and turns and have faith that we are being guided towards a flourishing life. For in trusting the gardener we find peace, hope, and the promise of a bountiful harvest. And in that trust we discover the true beauty of life. Section 7. Embracing the unknown. Stepping into a new season can be daunting. It requires us to let go of the familiar and embrace the unknown. but it is in the unknown where we discover our greatest potential. It is in the challenges we face that we find our strength. It is in the moments of uncertainty that we learn to rely on our faith. Let us not fear the unknown, but rather greet it with courage and excitement. For it is in the journey that we truly discover who we are meant to be. Section 8. Finding peace in the journey. The journey to abundance is not always easy. There will be bumps in the road, detours and unexpected delays, but it is in these moments that we must hold on to our faith. When we trust in God's plan, we can find peace amidst the chaos. We can rest assured that even when we don't understand, He is in control. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Section 9. The promise of spring. After the coldness of winter, spring arrives with its promise of new life. The trees bud, flowers bloom, and the world is filled with colour and fragrance. This season of abundance is a reminder that even in the darkest of times there is always hope. No matter what challenges we may be facing, we can trust that God is working behind the scenes to bring about His perfect plan. Just as spring follows winter, so too will joy follow sorrow. Hold on to that promise. Section 10. Walk in faith, embrace abundance. As we step into this new season, let us do so with hearts full of faith and anticipation. Let us embrace the abundance that God has in store for us in all its beautiful forms. Let us trust in His divine plan, even when we don't understand. And let us never lose sight of the hope and promise that a new day brings. Walk in faith, my friends. Embrace the abundance that awaits.